You're listening to Amsterdam International Radio, Amsterdam's international music hub.
Yeah, so you just do it together?
Shall we do this?
Drake killed Lemon. He killed it.
Well, we're not going to talk about that now.
He killed it.
It was okay, but the Rihanna verse was better.
Rihanna shit was Rihanna shit was weak as fuck.
The Rihanna verse was better. But shall we do this?
Yeah.
We're going into pop culture. This is Three Angry Men.
Oliver.
Jeff.
Maik.
And today we're going to talk about the Ready Player One movie.
Yeah.
I think we'll have a bigger discussion about futuristic movies. Sci-fi films.
Yes. Yeah.
And why Westworld is trash. Get to that as well.
You really want to do that now? That will be a separate episode.
I'm trying to antagonize him.
These dudes
I know.
For the energy.
didn't even see
I'm
it.
trying to... I did.
You saw 4 episodes.
Bro, how many are there? 8?
Bro, 10.
Bro, that's like almost 50%. That's 40%.
It was already there.
Shall we hop into this Spielberg crazy movie?
So,
Spielberg out here doing his thing. Ready Player One.
Jeff is the right
in
person
theaters.
to introduce this movie. He's like this.
Jeff is a nerd. Yeah, let him do it.
what? Don't call me a nerd.
Talk about it.
You
What
don't
is
have
it
to do
about? Did you read the book?
Yeah, I read the book because of him.
You guys are sharp. He also read the book. I don't read. So
He should.
I'm joking.
You should read.
He got
I
homework
read.
to
I
do.
read. I
Okay.
read and I write. So
Ready Player One is a film by Steven Spielberg. It's based on a book called Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. The story is basically the film is set in 2045, and the world is on the brink of chaos and collapse. But the people have found their salvation, their hope in the Oasis, a VR world where they can do almost anything they want. It's built by this brilliant and eccentric coder, James Halliday. And when he dies, he leaves an Easter egg. So Easter eggs in games are like these small tidbits, these small prizes you can find in weird places, or maybe stuff you need to do extra in games. So he leaves a major Easter eggs in the game, in the VR world, where if somebody wins that and gets the Easter egg, finds all the clues, solves all the clues, they get ownership over the whole Oasis.
Yes.
In the film, the antagonists are this company IOI.
oh, bro, like you want to tell everybody what's in the, you tell people the whole film.
No, I'm just saying the synopsis. Like this, the movie is about IOI, and those people want to basically put ads all over the movie or all over the VR world.
It's like the Facebook.
Yeah, they're trying to make some money. They're trying to do the Zuckerberg thing.
They want to do what Google and Facebook
See
are
you,
doing.
Zuckerberg.
Yeah,
Don't censor our shit.
basically, the main character is called Wade Watts, and he is going through the journey. He wants to find the Easter egg and ultimately own the Oasis, because everybody is hyped about that in that movie
He's
world.
basically the super nerd of the super nerds.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah. He
In this,
knows everything.
what makes this movie a little bit more different than most of these pop culture kind of movies is
It
that
doesn't. It's not different. But go ahead.
no, I think there's a specific thing here
Your
that
thinking is wrong. But go ahead.
Why do you think
I haven't even
Why do you
started.
think that it's different?
because this is very 80s focused. So all the clues in the movie are about the 80s. All the clues in the book also are about the 80s and really knowing your pop culture stuff.
So
It's
a theme.
not 100% correct because
just
in
a
the movie
theme.
they switched up a lot of 80s references to
That's just a movie
19s and
adaptation,
20s.
because otherwise it would be way too
zeros.
difficult to handle for everybody. Like it's way too heavy-handed in the books.
Which I think is a good thing.
They did well on that.
What do you think about that, Oliver? Do you
He didn't
think
even
that-
read the
The
book.
reference. I thought the references were. I didn't read the book, but I thought the references were genius. I thought that's what made me like the movie a lot. I was actually very. One sequence in particular, I was very impressed by is the sequence of The Shining, because I'm a huge Stanley Kubrick
That
fan.
was-
This was
brilliant.
really good based on that. By the way, spoilers in this episode.
Oh, yeah.
The whole
If
episode
you
is
haven't
spoilers.
read the book or haven't seen the movie,
Do that first.
There we go. That's why we have
Put it off.
But anyways, no, I thought because I'm a huge Stanley Kubrick fan, and that's one of my favorite films of his. And I think because they said they figured this thing out, for the second key, and they're like, okay, his favorite movie was The Shining, so you have to look there.
Yeah.
Something along those lines. I thought it was just gonna be like a quick thing, like, oh, The Shining has this reference, so that's it. But they do a whole thing with it where they go
The whole house with the lift.
into the house. That was insane, and they take the epic scenes, the
in the
moments
book-
from the
in the
movie.
book they have a
and they
more-
sort of remake them.
Yeah, in the book they have a whole kind of in the world there's this whole thing that you can go into old movies and experience them as they were, and it's a kind of game that where you have to say the lines as correctly and as in the same manner, cadence and everything as they did in the movie. So it's like a game, and they basically took that and made that sequence out of that. It was really well done.
I was really impressed how they switched up all the things in the movies. Like when I read the book, I already knew that the movie was coming, so that's why I was reading the book. I had the idea of some things, some of the keys and some of the events. How are you going to do this in a movie? I mean, there's a lot of 80s references that people don't know about. Take, for example, the Zork thing, where they walk through the maze. If you don't know that game, it is not interesting. It's not cool. Like, I was reading it and I know the game, so it was like, oh shit, we're gonna see Zork, like how it is, because Zork is for the people that don't know, it's a text-based adventure game. It's the first adventure game, so you had to type go left, go right, and so the adventure unfolds. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna see that, but they switched it really well, and they really put it like these references of Halo, and you saw some Street Fighter people around.
They put some relevant stuff in it.
Real relevant
otherwise,
stuff.
I was scared that there would be too many references and people would not understand it. Because you need to be really into these games, into these movies to get them in the book. But if you watch the movie, it's easy to digest. It's easy to know. You learn a bit about all the games. Like at the end, spoiler of course, they have the whole sequence where they explain this was the first Easter egg in the game, in games ever, where you had to go. You had to pick up a key, go back to the start, find a certain pixel, and then you find the name of the person who made the game and all that. That kind of stuff. If you don't know about that, it's not that special. But if you watch the movie, they really did it in an interesting way where even somebody who doesn't play games ever or is not interested in that kind of stuff ever sees it and is pretty interested in it and can enjoy it.
Is this the movie that puts Spielberg back on the map?
Spielberg's retired.
Yeah,
Spielberg's retired.
Yeah.
I think he's just back on the map. I mean, he never. I get what you mean, but I think he's just in this like spot where he just can't go any much further. It's like, okay, he's a legend and that's just sort of it. But we don't.
He's known as the greatest of all time almost.
But he's
directing.
not. But he's not. So the thing is, he's not really doing those iconic, innovative films, like those original, like he's doing, he did the Lincoln film and he's doing this thing he did Tintin, and then he did the thing based on now this book, but he's not doing something like that's completely new.
I don't know, I think that the Tintin movie especially really put animation back on the map. I think he also did Polar Express, right? That's also from him, right? Polar Express.
I don't think he did that
Tom
one.
Hanks, which that was one of the first movies that put it mocap people.
I think he did, yeah.
No,
that's
3D.
That's Robert Zemeckis, but that's his guy. They're similar.
Yeah, so
Robert Zemeckis is his student.
So they first did this movie, and afterwards I think they used this movie to try out the mocap, and then they made the Tintin movie, which was really, really enjoyable.
Yeah, it seems like he's really into this animation mocap more than other older
and I think
directors.
that with the Tintin movie, I think Spielberg was the right person to do this Ready Player One movie because of the Tintin movie, where he already showed he can do the mocap and the 3D stuff, which is needed to do this movie.
Spielberg's relevance, though, as a director is, you see, I think first what the problem is that when the blockbusters arose at the time when people were sort of restructuring the film industry, you had these people who were coming in with very fresh and new ideas because there was room for it, because they had to. Yeah. But now franchises have completely taken over the blockbuster filmmaking area. So you don't really have any auteurs, any notable names in that frame. You have auteurs in more like mid-tier films, dramas, Oscar contenders, indie film. But like Spielberg was an auteur in blockbuster, mainstream, huge films, but now not anymore. Not because he doesn't have the skills, but because that's no one. The only person who's touching that is Nolan. He's touching it. He's touching it a little bit, but with his Interstellar, but that was trash. And then he did Dunkirk. And then he did Dunkirk. Interstellar was trash, for real.
Interstellar was amazing.
You are, bro. Like, I don't understand. Like, okay. How? Sway. No, for real.
Especially
Bro, that movie made no sense. Are you kidding me? The fucking
Dude, the
fucking what is it?
Is crazy.
The drawer. It makes no. The movie's about what's the? It's about nothing.
Suspense. There was
no suspense.
There was this continuous like pressure on
Nolan,
the people.
let me break down. Let me.
And they really used those.
Go for it. We can make a. We need to get back. We need to get back to Ready Player One soon, but you can take your minutes.
Is the most talented concept artist in cinema at his level. He's very good at coming up with unique concepts by himself.
For sure.
Dope. Cool. What he's incredibly weak at is plot.
He's an incredible visual director as well.
Yeah, but plot, he sort of plot twists, plot structures, he can do those, but letting the plot really come from characters, he's not good at. That's why you often see
he's not good in characters.
He's horrible at characters. So his movies are also always ensembles.
Yeah.
It's often. They're focused on
that way he doesn't have to focus on one character. He doesn't have to.
Which is what he did with Dunkirk. He took the space. It's almost as if someone told him, you're not good at this character shit, so you need to take it all the way back so it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
In Interstellar, he fucked that all the way up.
Interstellar was too much.
Was trash.
Interstellar was too much focus on one character.
And then, so now we have nothing else to give you. You see, in Inception, he had Marion Cotillard. She can act her fucking ass off. He spent like 10 years writing that thing. Leonardo DiCaprio does his thing, so he had some shit going.
Leo knows how to take that kind of stuff.
He can fix it for him. But in Interstellar,
Matthew McConaughey,
there was less time. There was also less time to develop that. Yeah, Inception, he spent like 10 years writing that shit or something.
So you thought Matthew was...
It was in Matthew McConaughey's fault, but there was not. What was the like? If I ask you, okay, if I ask you right now, what's the movie about? Go. What's the point of the film?
You mean in the core?
They have to leave the planet Earth because it's expiring or some shit.
That was the.
That's it.
That was in the beginning.
That's all you got.
The whole thing was like a father-daughter story. At least that's what I think.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, what are you doing? Is it the father-daughter story?
Is it leaving?
Is it saving the planet?
Yeah.
Is it time travel and time warp?
No,
what do you want to do?
It takes a lot of like really scientific.
The science was trash. Neil deGrasse Tyson talked about
and
this.
it really used that well in the movie.
The science was trash. Bill Nye broke his shit down.
We don't quote Bill Nye. I'll give you Neil deGrasse Tyson, but we don't quote Bill Nye.
The science was really cool with and I mean it looked stunning as well.
It looked
cool.
It looked amazing.
Just the whole audiovisual experience, like hearing the audio and seeing the visual, like that was brilliant.
But that's it.
And Nolan is a crazy guy with like this crazy what is fucking happening, like the end of Interstellar, again spoilers.
What is happening?
Everyone
but not
was
in
talking about it. Everyone was like, "How can this happen?"
Inception did it in a brilliant way.
Definitely agree.
Interstellar at the end, he's somewhere and his daughter's 80 now, and she built some new place where they are. And I have no fucking idea how or why. Jessica Chastain is one of my favorite actresses. Her character was trash. Mm-hmm. They have Jessica on the fucking screen shitting herself because the shit was crap. Interstellar is a weak film. Nolan needs to wake up. Spent another 10 years writing.
But in the talk of Spielberg on his comeback and all of that, like
and this character,
Nolan has taken his place in that space as the guy who for the blockbusters.
But it's
what is Spielberg's place in directing right now?
I think he's just the old head. I think he's the veteran.
He's the old head you get for the name.
Legend for the name, and even the name is not as what it used to be. It used to be Spielberg. Spielberg's making a film. It used to be a whole other class of filmmaking. It was a whole other thing. And that level, I mean, it hasn't been reached, I think. And I'm not even a Spielberg fan.
He's still showing with Ready Player One that he can make a huge blockbuster action-adventure movie and make that...
If he gets the right material,
skill-wise. Right. But if we're talking about, like, impact, and we're talking... that's what... that matters with films. So we're talking about, like, the impact of it and, like, numbers-wise.
We're living in a different time.
I think the impact...
That's true.
The impact of Ready Player One is...
When he made Jurassic Park... That was in a total different time where this crazy T-Rex shit and the way he directed was of a whole nother level.
Yeah.
right? He did something very different and special.
He's always been in some kind of shape or
with
form
movies.
in the forefront of getting the technology in movies and doing it in the right way. He's always been a little bit around that era, like doing that, trying to, like with the dinosaurs, the animatronics in there, all of that.
Yeah.
He's always been a little bit...
And that's why he's trying to do that now with this, but also
with
with
the CG,
Tintin and trying to advance.
Yeah.
Same thing. He and James Cameron are in that competition.
Yeah.
With each other.
That's their
Where
fight. Yeah,
they're trying to who's
But
the
Cameron
most
is just fucking
technologically
around somewhere.
advanced.
Spielberg doesn't do a lot of movies anymore. He said,
so
this
he's
is
retired.
that one blockbuster action-adventure movie. I think he wanted to do this for years already. But they couldn't because of the technology.
He wanted to do Ready Player One for years.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't.
No,
How?
I think he was asked
Well,
to do that.
okay,
He was
really old.
I could
the
see that.
book is 2000.
I could see that. I know James
He
Cameron had
works a
that.
long time on movies before he pulls them up.
I know James Cameron had that with Avatar.
2011. It's not that old.
That's not really... Yeah, that's 7 years.
That's not that old.
He's been a
But I could
big
see
fan of it.
the technology not being there yet a few years ago.
2011.
From when was the Tintin movie? I think 2012. On the top of my mind.
But no, he's
it's not in there. It was 2011.
2011.
yeah.
Yeah,
But it isn't
he
what
did
it,
a lot of movies that year.
did he do Men in Black 3?
Yeah,
Did he direct it or did he produce it?
he
Because he produces a lot. You have to take into account.
executive produced.
Yeah, see, he executive produces
But-
everything.
He's on
everything.
He's on everything with
I think
executive
it's interesting
producing.
he has this
No, but
ghost
he's not.
status, and should he still have it, like Spielberg?
Yeah,
This is-
he just has it. It's kind of like
You don't lose it that
it's
quick
kind of like
after you.
Tupac.
Yeah,
You know, it's just like
it's
you know what I mean? But you just have it.
Jay could drop a few albums that are bad, but he would still be a goat.
Like that.
And you think that's the same with movie directors?
If I'm talking about relevant
Yeah.
directors now, I'm talking about Denis Villeneuve, who did Blade Runner, number one. I would say Paul Thomas Anderson still.
Yeah.
Guillermo del Toro.
Oh, for sure.
Size up there. Tarantino.
So if you would name a top three,
Tarantino,
would you put
I almost put him in the same league as Nolan.
Nolan.
Would you put Spielberg in your top three?
Here's of directors. No, I wouldn't. Me? No.
You wouldn't.
No, not even close.
Not even with the goat status. Just like
No, he's-
if you
he's
ask
like
With the
people-
goat status, you already are set. I don't need. I don't. You
It's
don't
like,
need to be
okay,
my
what
top
do you-
three.
you-
But it's like, what are we talking about? Are we talking about like proper assessment of skill, or are we just talking about he's the pop
Oh
star?
yeah.
Just
Do we
like
talk?
the
Do we
pop star
talk? Do we
director.
talk about catalog or really?
He's the
just
pop star.
skills?
See it as your top three rappers or your top three.
Oh,
pop
I'm on some
artists.
whole other shit. My shit is gonna be completely different from what you're
I
gonna.
wouldn't put him in my top.
I wouldn't. No, not even. Can be in top 10. Maybe not even 20. For me. Though.
Wow.
For me though, I don't think. I think
I'll
he's.
maybe put him
I think
top
he's
10.
good at making certain type of films, but. Mainstream.
Greatest all time, she would also not be
He
there.
formalized contemporary mainstream cinema.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm not really impressed by that stuff.
But
So,
with Ready Player
that's
One, he
fine,
did that
but
again.
it's not
Like
what
I do
go
think
for.
that Ready Player One was really a solid movie.
I think he
was
made
a
one of
very-
the
very
most
solid movie.
He might have made the most fun movie of this year.
Well, the year's not over yet. The year just started. So
I know,
This is the most.
but there have already been.
This
Because
is
Rampage is out.
Which is
fuck,
trash.
fuck Rampage. man.
Dwayne The
Rampage
Rock
is
Johnson
trash.
doing his shit. Chasing
Fucking
gorillas.
trash.
Fucking big ass gorillas. Like, is this
Jason,
King Kong again or
There's one
something?
movie that's
Why,
trash. It's
why do I
Rampage.
bring that up? Why do I bring that up? Because
The box office.
the numbers of Ready Player One were affected by this film.
Yeah.
And what happened was, let me see if I remember. They had to move. Rampage. It's the same
Yeah.
studio that did Ready Player One.
Because
and
the
Rampage.
Avengers were coming out.
The Avengers were coming out are coming out in a bit.
Yeah,
So
next
they
week
had
or
to
some-
move
some-
Rampage up
soon.
earlier so that it wouldn't conflict. So you see, Marvel's fucking everybody's life up.
Yeah. You cannot.
Yeah,
You just
I-
cannot schedule your movie around a Marvel movie.
You have to move it
You
away.
just need to get out of the way.
So they put Rampage earlier, but then Rampage started to conflict with Ready Player One. That's why
Yeah.
Ready Player One is not having the box office that it would have had. And then A Quiet Place surprised people also.
Yeah.
Just doing bigger numbers than they thought it would. So it's taken away a lot of the momentum of Ready Player One. So the movie's cool. I thought the movie was actually pretty good, but it's not getting that hype
that it's supposed to get.
that you would think
Yeah.
maybe we get. It's just like people were checking it out.
Does it deserve more hype?
I think it does.
I think it does.
I think it does.
I think it does. It was a good. It was really good. I was very skeptical. I was actually really surprised because it reminded the '80s references, along with the style of the film, because there's the '80s references that we have in the book, but then there's also a style of filmmaking that is very '80s, '90s, early '90s.
Yeah.
And they use that style in a modern way as well.
That's what the whole story has that kind of.
The movie reminded me of Back to the Future.
Yes,
A lot.
Yes,
Just in terms of its style.
it had that feeling.
In terms of the antagonist, the references.
The flow of it, the whole the whole villain being kind of optimistic at the end, and the whole room with the scientist, the Halliday scientist, like rooting for him. That was really 80s
It's exactly
style
like
movies.
even the guy, the James Halliday guy. He's a lot like the professor from Back to the Future. I can't. I'm bugging on his name.
Also,
But like that type, that type of character, and then the main antagonist in it is just this like
It's like
embodiment.
really biff. It's
He's biff. He has the
it's just
embodiment of
biff.
the same way that Back to the Future also this critique on capitalism. This too, like sort of a modern futuristic, technological
no, you said
critique on
it
capitalism.
really is like the. I don't want to call it the modern version of Back to the Future, but it's similar in that kind of sense.
And that's why I thought I was a little upset that not more people saw it, because this is the type of shit, like you said, that 10 years ago, maybe 20 even, it didn't have to be maybe 20, a lot of people would see it and it'd be a big deal.
Yeah, and now
it's like, and that's too bad, because Nolan is fucking shit up with his stupid Interstellar movies. That's the reason. That's the fucking reason. With his sci-fi shit, he's in people's way, goddammit. Now he's doing his military thing.
I think there were some sequences in the movie though that I like more in the book than in the movie. For example, the part that that the main guy, how is he called?
Wait, what?
Wait, Watts. Takes his own hotel room, sits there, sets up, buys like this crazy suit. I was missing that
in the
part.
book, there's a whole sequence.
in the book is that, okay.
In the book, there's a whole sequence where Wait, Watts, he breaks up with a girl, and
He breaks up with her.
yeah.
They didn't do that in the
Because
movie.
in the movie, the girl has a crush on the girl, and he tells her he loves her after meeting her for the first or second time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the girl just thinks you're a creep.
Yeah,
we should not talk anymore. She blocks him.
His game's
and
weak.
he goes into a spiral. He just the typical nerd shit that he just loses his mind. Gets a hotel room close to the IOI head offices, and sets up there. He buys the most expensive rigs because he already got the first key and all that, so he got a bit of money. He's making money off that shit. He gets a whole rig, lives in his room, doesn't go outside, blinds the windows, all of that kind of crazy shit. When he needs a pizza, he has special doors that nobody can see him. They leave the pizza and then he gets them all that kind of weird shit. So there's this whole sequence of somebody spiraling in their nerdism.
But it's understandable though that they changed
That
it
doesn't fit.
because
That
of
doesn't
the,
fit in the film, no. Yeah.
Yeah,
They changed it into the truck thing, right?
That's way more noir than what we have in the movie. The movie's way lighter than that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Which brings it to his point that it's a family movie.
It really is a family film. It's for kids.
But in the same, like the whole Back to the Future point you just gave makes it more clear why you say that to me. Because at first when you said that, I thought like this
It
guy's
reminded me a
bugging.
lot. The first movie I thought about is
if you think about it as Back to the Future kind of stuff, it's a kids movie. It's supposed to show like, I mean, this stuff can be fun. This future stuff can be fun. This technology can be fun.
Maybe
and
not
the whole
even
story.
maybe not even a kids movie, but really a family film. It says that
Yeah.
you can watch it with your kids, but older
Yeah.
people can watch it as well, and it's still.
That's why
same
it's so
sense-
cool that they put all the new references in. So there's old things for the old heads and new things for the younger people. It's really cool.
They really did that well.
That those kids also play. Like when you see the Spartans of Halo, that's like 2003 stuff. That's stuff that the new generation knows.
Still
But then you
good,
have like the
The Overwatch, you have Overwatch
you have
stuff
the
in there.
Overwatch for the even later kids.
Yeah.
But you have to first get the end key that they have to get. That's like for really old people.
You have Gundams for the rest of the world.
1970s.
Like you,
Gundam, I got that. That was dope. That was sick.
That
was like
I was waiting
one
for
of
that
my
during the movie.
favorite
I knew that was coming, so I was just waiting for. I just wanted to see that.
It was
So
like, now comes the Gundam. Oh shit!
I was really hyped about that.
That shit was sick. That was crazy how they did that. That was really
I
good.
didn't. I was cool on the Iron Giant. I just wanted to see Gundam, and I'm happy that I saw it.
Also, Spielberg movie that I'm enjoying.
See, I think it's because it's Spielberg and he's a vet. He's been doing this more than everyone else.
Yeah.
Is that he knows how to do this kind of film and leave it for what it is. Like, I feel like because it had some undertones of maybe some more serious issues, but I feel like another more contemporary filmmaker would have tried to push those up too much, and then it becomes annoying.
Yes.
Then it becomes too cheesy.
Because the movie's not the book is not about
these
that.
intellectual points. And
Yes.
it's like, Spielberg does it for the kids. It's just fun. It's simple. Obviously, there's a critique of capitalism and IOU.
But it's in there in a way that there's this whole you have to talk about capitalism. Like
it's not.
You have that part, but you also have the part of using technology too much and being immersed about it. But he puts it in a way that is not too in your face. It is there. It is part of the movie, it's part of the story, but it doesn't take you out of
This
it.
reminds me of an argument I had with him.
Yeah, I didn't like one of the last
stupid.
lines.
He's stupid. He's bugging. So his problem is, look at her face. He's on some dumb shit. This is what the guy says. At the end of the film, right?
Yeah, towards the end.
They decide that they say, okay, we decided to close the Oasis, or what was it? I think Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Yeah, something like that.
And
2 days in a week.
He didn't like that.
I think that's stupid.
But he makes the point in the movie, right, that everyone is caught up in that shit and doesn't look at the.
But if your it's if your world is
This is some Jeff nerd shit, for real. He's also, bro. Okay, well, first of all, the movie. If we're gonna go there, then we have to be even more critical. This motherfucker's in this suit the whole fucking time. This shit is hot. When do you shit? It doesn't make sense. You need to take breaks.
In the book, they go into that. He just tells. He has a AI or
No, because
assistant,
it's weird.
and he tells her, "I need to shit." He gets moved, and he can shit, and then while in his suit, and he just goes on.
By who?
In the book.
Who moves him?
He has an AI, a home AI that does that shit
he
for
has
him.
like this flying robot thing.
He just
That's fucking disgusting. That's fucking sick.
But that is what the world is about.
Like that.
That's what
I'm not doing that.
That's the
But we will get into that in a bit because I want to talk about that also. But
Can't have a robot helping you take a shit.
but
I think
that's what this film is about. The film or the whole story and everything. Maybe I'm conflating the books and the movie a bit too much because I think that's all.
The whole point of the film is people are doing this shit too much. People
Yeah, but
are too
if your
involved.
world is that, if people make their money off of that shit, you're basically saying to people like,
But that was
2
the
days in a
point.
week, you cannot make your money off
But
this
that
shit.
was the point of the film. Don't we have Sundays, motherfucker?
If I want to work on Sunday, I work on Sunday.
Yo, you fucking buggy. He's not getting the point
you
of
know
it.
what?
He's not getting the point. He's trying to make his own point about like how the world works, and it's about the message of the film. The film has a message.
Yeah,
We're not saying
I
it has to
know.
work like that
And
in
that
real life.
message is not in the book, but they added that because
Yes, they added
it's
that.
more of a
in the
family
book. In the
movie.
book, it was just about the story. It was just about enjoying VR, enjoying 80s culture, and that kind of stuff.
How did they not? Wait, I want to know. I read the book.
Yeah,
How did
yeah.
they not put it in the book? Was there's this scene where he gets the last key, right, and he becomes the Uber guy, and the guy he meets the guy who built James Halliday. He meets
the AI.
and he tells him, with this button you can turn off the Oasis. Mad spoilers. I ruined the whole movie for you.
I know, it doesn't matter.
You can turn
We
off the
already
Oasis,
did.
right?
Yeah.
So is that also in the book? Is that in the book?
That
Okay,
button
then-
is also in the book.
Yeah.
But then why is there? Because that's the connection between that and the Tuesday, the closing it for Tuesdays and Thursdays, right? Because
if he presses that button, it's done. It doesn't go up anymore.
The whole Oasis is
It's closed
deleted.
forever.
It's
Forever.
closed forever.
then how does he close it temporarily?
He's the owner now. He's
can
like
do whatever.
he's the
He
Zuckerberg.
makes the rules.
He's the
He's the
Zuckerberg.
Zuckerberg.
So he can basically say,
He can sell your data.
nobody can log in. It's not off, but nobody can log in.
How is it not a part 2 where he gets by somebody?
This is what I mean.
Because it's a family movie.
But this is what I mean. Like, if you have a world where people make their money in, and you're basically telling them, yo, these 2 days, because I said so, you cannot make your money. Somebody's going to kill you. Because they want to make their shit.
It's for the kids. You bugging. You don't have kids. Is what your problem is.
It makes a point for kids that they shouldn't live
I understand
in
that part.
computer generated.
I understand that part. But I just
go
because
play
the world
outside.
is
Shit.
beautiful.
Jeff didn't play outside as a kid. That's what his fucking problem is. Jeff didn't get any air.
Why is this an
out.
attack on me?
Get out of your
The
house.
film was good.
The film was good.
Spielberg's doing his thing.
But
Denis Villeneuve is the best director alive right now, working. That's a fucking
we off
fact.
that already. We off that already.
Boom.
But what do you guys think about the whole idea that this movie? That a lot of people have wrote pieces about how this movie basically sets up a VR future for us. Like people just sitting in their rooms with his VR on and all of that. Like,
dude, this whole movie has already been done in gaming. It's called Second Life.
Yeah, but like people now
to the extent that it's realistic that we would also live like this. I don't know.
It only needs VR, and then.
But it's no. I don't. I think there's some key things that people aren't talking about. Because I looked into the VR thing too. Because in film they're trying to use it more.
Yeah. For a while you wanted to try and make it.
I was looking into. I'm still working on some things there. But there's a couple of things that people aren't talking about that I think they need to fix if they want to make this really possible. And one thing is just the mental stamina that it takes to be in the thing. I don't know if you guys have ever done it, but for me,
I've tried it.
I did 30 minutes of it and I had a fucking headache. And I was dizzy. But I heard...
That's because you have the screen so close to your face. They're trying to fix that in the way that they will project the information on your eye so you don't have that strain anymore. There are already people working on that.
But that point is the technology will be there.
Yeah. You should...
But it's
the
like
technology
in the
will
movie,
be there.
like in a movie, there should happen something that people... don't want to live in a normal world anymore and only in a computer-generated world. Because that's why they're in the Oasis, because the whole world is gone to shit.
That's a good point.
That's why they live in fucking trailers.
But you could
that are stacked.
Yeah, okay, this is just assumption, but you could expect that kind of stuff to happen at some point. Like we have all kind of problems that could escalate.
So let's have the real world fuck all the way up and then go sit in our trailers and have AIs take us to the bathroom to take shits and shit.
And that's the point that they try to make in a movie at the end. Like focus on the real world as well, because.
And I like it at the end when they made that point. He's with the girl because you know what they're saying.
You need to fuck.
Can't be fucking. You can't be fucking in there.
No,
in
the suit, it's disgusting.
They could.
I know they have. Oh, I know.
They had that sequence where the touching and shit. That was weird.
That was mad awkward.
I know they. In real life, they have some things going on. No, there's some real shit going on too. No, but the shit's gross. It smells. No,
there's some weird technologies.
But for me, the VR thing, the technology, it has to get there. I agree with you, but it's right now, it's not there. I mean, I wouldn't do
their company's already pretty close to getting where that stuff
guy
was.
is always super optimistic about tech.
No, for real.
Close and they
the
can do
Oasis
the
thing will not.
It's like another 50 fucking years at least.
Yeah, it needs.
What? You're not thinking far ahead
I would give
enough.
it 20 or 30.
That's what your fucking problem is. You're not thinking about the details of this shit. Even in the fucking movie, they made the point that there was a big difference between the shit he was rocking before and then this other suit that they have to do where you can have
there are levels into the
calibration of the move. They can't even. I did it. The moves aren't even calibrated correctly. So if you do this, it's like lag, like it's not fast enough. You understand what I mean? You have to calibrate all of that. Yeah. The quality of what you're seeing needs to be on point.
That stuff is already being bumped.
The screen quality.
Right now, the most important thing for VR is figuring out ways to control that shit. So ways to move into
movement.
The movement.
What it's going to do to people's psychology.
That's what they already
What it's going to do to people's brains.
You have leap motion.
It's the quality, what he's talking about, the shit that you see, that's why you get a headache.
They're also working on that. Only the problem is the screens.
They're always working on some shit.
The screens are the problem. But they're already projecting stuff on your eyes.
The screen aren't even... No.
But it's also, it's still a human thing. So if you in the game move to the left, but your head is going to the right, your brains cannot
it disconnects, and that's what I'm saying, though.
And that's why
they need to fix that.
That's a whole.
But they need to fix that. Difficult. Disconnect.
I don't. Unless they find a way to.
He's good, because when I say he doesn't listen. I said this. That's what I'm trying to say, but you're not hearing me. No. The shit is nowhere near. It's so fucking all over the place. You move your shit over here, the shit's going.
Would you live in the Oasis?
No.
Would you?
No.
Nah, I like cutting too much.
If you can make big bank there,
I'll hang out in there for like 4 hours a day or some shit.
Live in the Oasis. Nah,
I would not live.
It's weird.
You would not live in the Oasis.
Live in it. No, I think my problem is.
So after seeing this movie, like with the crazy car shit, you wouldn't live in the Oasis
I would use
I
it.
wouldn't
I would
live in
use
it.
it.
I would go into it. I would use it.
for 8 hours a day.
Nah.
My
Instead
problem
of
is,
working at home.
but the physical. We're not talking about just the psychology of what that does to your brain, of being in a space like that. You're moving, but your physical body isn't to the same extent. It's just that what that's going to do over time if you use, even with just computers, there's a lot of research that shows that this has an effect on how our brains work.
Yeah.
So what is the effect going to be with this shit? No one wants to ask that kind of question. Jeff doesn't, because he's like, oh, fuck it.
No,
Let's go
that's
fucking
a
go
whole
into
other, like-
video games and fuck alien girls and shit. Fucking weirdo.
What?
You just want to do random shit.
You really
want
wanna
to
show-
think about the repercussions. You saw what that company was doing to motherfuckers. The IOI. They put them in fucking boxes,
In
lock
boxes
them up,
and make 'em
and you
work
have
and
to
shit.
work off your shit in the digital world.
By the way, that sequence, I also really
That's
wanted
real
that
shit.
they-
That's what Mark finna do to
Shut
you.
up.
To me,
Let's talk about a movie again.
He's on some
Jesus Christ.
wild
He
shit.
brought this
Always trying to do
brought this
this.
So about the thing when they're locked up in boxes,
Yeah, slavery.
did you
basically.
like the way they did that in the movie
I thought
instead
it-
of the book?
Mm-hmm.
Where
I
they did
I
the
didn't-
prison break thing in the book?
In the book, yeah, okay. In the book, they it is not. Yeah, Wade Watts goes into it by himself. He gets a fake name, fake identity, goes in.
Some Westworld shit.
Yeah, no, don't do that. Don't do that.
This dude has
Don't do that. But he basically gets a fake identity, gets in. He pulls off the heist by himself without telling his friends. And then he tells them, "Hey, you guys need to go to the castle, stand in front of it. At some point, it will open up, attack." But they don't know why, how, or what. He just does the heist by himself, unlocks the whole shits, the whole force field, and they go in. I like what they did in the movie, but I didn't like that she was basically caught. I liked the heist element more, like going in, doing it yourself. Like
Yeah, me too.
that would have been more fun, I think.
Ollie doesn't.
I didn't read
His
the book.
brain is
No, no.
disconnected.
I didn't read the book.
Yeah, maybe I'm not explaining it well enough, but
I didn't
yeah.
read the book because he did. I know she was caught by
Yeah.
them and she was put in that
In the
box
movie,
'cause
the
she
girl
was-
gets
she was to
caught.
work off.
Yeah, she needs to work it off,
But
yeah.
she broke out of there with his help still.
That's right.
Yeah.
In the movie.
That's correct.
Yeah.
But you're saying what
In
he
the
does
book,
first,
he-
he
in the
allows
Book,
himself
he
to get.
goes into. He's locked up.
Yeah, he
She
allows
doesn't get
him-
locked up.
No,
No.
Oh,
In
she
in
gets
in
locked up.
in the book, they don't meet until the very end. The very end, after the biggest battle, after he gets the whole oasis.
No, during the battle, right? In the
No, after.
big home, right? With the
That's even after that.
Jesus Christ.
So, he doesn't-
They switched up a lot in this movie.
They switched up a lot, but for
That's
the
good.
better.
That's
For the
good.
better,
That's
I think.
good.
Yeah.
That's how you make movies.
Yeah, I think they picked the right spots and changed it so that it's fun for new people, old people.
Yeah.
The thing in the van that he's trying to put the key in and it doesn't go because the car is moving it makes it more enjoyable to watch instead of someone that is sitting in a chair
In a room.
That's not. That's for books. That's not for.
Yeah. No, but they did it really well. They took all of the stuff that is a bit that works well for books, but is a bit heavy-handed for movies. Like there were pretty long dialogue sequences, thorough explanations of games, how they worked, how you need to go through them. Because for the book, you have the time to explain it. You can just take a page, half a page, and
and
explain.
he explains a lot.
He explains a lot. But you can take a half a page and go through it like that and have fun with it. Like, for instance, in the book, the first key is not in a race, but is at a school. So in the book, he is still in school. He goes to school in the Oasis.
That's that crazy shit.
That's that
Would
crazy
you do
shit.
that?
I would have liked to
So
see
you
that
can
kind of
beat
stuff.
Spielberg and then it's pretty good.
I would have liked to see that in the book.
Virtual world bullshit.
I would have liked to see that in the movie.
How does he get the key? What's the key? How does it
The
work?
first key, he needs to go to a cave on the school planet because all of the planets
Nah,
are.
fuck that.
yeah?
The race shit was dope. The race.
The race shit was dope, but
That shit was like just
was
some
really smart.
Dungeons and
That's when I was
Dragons
so.
shit where he has to play
I
a
was
card
skeptical
game.
until that point.
yeah,
Because
Me too.
when of the movie, because when he goes there, he has to figure this thing out, and he hears something about go backwards as fast as you can. I actually thought he had to do the race driving backwards.
Me too.
But then what he does is he just drives backwards.
That was brilliant.
And then he just goes under the thing. I was
a
like,
lot.
that's fucking
But
smart.
that's a real Easter egg.
That's real. Also that it was, because I thought it was going to be still this spectacle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's going to find a way to escape. But it's like, no, he just drives past everyone.
But that was really good because he let him drive it first. So us as an audience, we know what's happening, right?
Exactly.
And then they come
Wonderful
back and you see from a total different perspective.
From a different perspective, you see the same
bottom,
sequence from the top, and you see it happening again. And
you see the gorilla at the end looking at him like, oh, fuck, you got through.
Yeah.
And then he gets it. Like, that was really, like, the whole first showing the race in real time and then backwards, that was just a good storytelling sequence. Like, just brilliantly done.
And what did you think that sucked from this movie? Especially this dude.
I didn't like the fact that he met the girl so early and they took out the bit of disgust that they had in their, like, he sees the girl for the first time and immediately they're in love, and that's a bit weird. It's
for the kids.
It's for the kids, but for the story of the movie, for the message of the movie, it would be more interesting if they did like, oh, you're not as I think you were, or maybe something like how online relationships sometimes work.
Oh, when he sees her in real life.
Yeah.
They didn't have time for all that.
I understand
saw her in real
that.
life, he was going for it.
Yeah. And
she has a birthmark, it's all right.
He didn't
look past that. Dialogue was not very good, but I don't expect good dialogue. I thought the
it was a bit heavy-handed at times.
The dialogue was not very good. I thought almost all the characters sucked except for the main one and the antagonist.
I thought I forgot her name.
The rest of the characters I thought were trash.
The Maik character, the girl. H. I thought she was pretty good as a character.
All right, fine. We'll give you that one.
That's, by the way, a really good actress.
Yeah, she's
really
good.
Have you seen her in anything else?
Yes, in how is it called?
Say it. I want you to say it. I don't want to say it.
Master of None.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening. This was 3 Angry Men. Oliver,
Jeff,
Mike, and you should pray for him. Look at his shirt. Pray for him.
Pray for me.
Next time. Till next time. Thanks for listening. Follow us on social media at 3_Angry Men on Instagram and Twitter, and on Facebook at 3 Angry Men Podcast. On iTunes, please rate and subscribe and leave a review. Let us know what you thought.
And follow AirFM on Facebook and Twitter at official AirFM and on Instagram at air.fm.